All right, so this week I'm actually speaking in Atlantic City at the Impressions Expo with Mel from this clothing brand pitch, and it kind of all came together that I should react to this because Rich hit me up maybe 2.5 weeks ago. That's Rich from Hustle Ninjas, and he said, yo, I was thinking about, like, you should do reactions to Shark Tank. And I'm like, oh man, all right, let me think about this. Let me see, like, the clothing brands and stuff like that. And I was just trying to figure out how it could be, because I'm looking to go more into like people's opinions and stuff like that, so there could be some dialogue to it. But when I seen that I was going to be speaking with Mel, who I love, she's great. I met her a few times out in travels in Texas and different places, and I know a little bit about her story. So the two of those things coming together is like, all right, let's see what happens. I don't know, I might turn this one back over to Rich if it don't go well, but we're gonna enjoy this one. So with no further ado, let's get into it. Check out Mel. Yo, she looks the same. Exactly the same. Mic check. 1, 1, 1, 1. My mic sounds nice. Check done. I almost forgot about that.
Okay, guys, come on over here. Good luck, guys.
Hey, remember to smile and wave and do not jump around, okay?
Here we go.
Oh, man. Look at them kids, man. How you say no to the kids?
It's a modern clothing line for stylish little ones.
You can't say no to those faces. Yo, if I went on Shark Tanks and I had Chunks walking in next to me, and you know, she's doing her little cute thing and she ain't being mean, and you turn, man, what? This brand for the kids.
Hey Sharks, I'm Melissa Lay from Portland, Oregon. This is Scout and Penny, my girls. I'm asking for $100,000 in exchange for 10% equity in my company, Sandilake Clothing.
All right, so she wants 10% or get away 10% of equity for $100,000. That means a multiple of 10. So she's evaluating her clothing brand at $1 million. And this is just the mom from the crib with an idea she couldn't find, which that's crazy.
We are a modern and unique clothing brand designed by a mom, inspired by littles, and made for the whole family. When I became a mom, I had a huge shopping problem. All I could find for my girls to wear were pink, princess, sparkly covered items. For boys, the options are blue, trucks, and superhero.
I think like Target and I don't know about Walmart, but Target is getting a little bit better with this, and like they're picking stuff from different brands and bringing stuff in there. So the selection is a little bit better than it used to be. But I definitely remember this because I got a couple kids. But Chunks, I feel like our options are a lot better.
I decided if I couldn't buy the clothes I wanted, I would just make them. We have created tops, hats, and leggings that are unisex and relevant with today's trends.
So she created t-shirts and then she made leggings and all of this stuff. Y'all know how today is still hard to get this stuff. So, you know, she did her homework. She did some work and she put the work in to actually make something that looks like an actual brand for kids. Now, if you apply that today, still not a lot of brands for kids out here. So this was back in 2015-ish, I think.
Each item is designed and handmade by me. I'm a mom, that's how it is.
Facts.
Each item is designed and handmade by me, giving each customer a custom, unique, made-as-ordered product.
That's crazy. Made to order is a big. That is very, very hard at scale, right? And that's what we get from PLD companies, but they're doing it in a way where they're relying on machinery and software to get it done. But as an owner operator of a business, it'll be massive to scale something like that with that same mentality, right? And this is where you start to get a play on words and people start saying, you know, designed by, you know what I mean? Because you start to lose, as you scale, you start to lose control, or your hand touch that becomes so true to the brand story that she's saying right now.
But Sharks, I need your help to take us to the next level. Join with me in creating the next big name in fashion, Sandilake Clothing. Girls, do you want to go give them their gifts? Yes. They're right back there.
Yes.
No, other side, right back here. Go get them. You can do it. Go get your bags. It's like every day at my house.
Adorable.
Y'all see me with Chunks all day, literally every day.
Give it to them.
Thank you very much.
Give one to Lori.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you
Mr.
very
Wonderful
much.
Scout.
Thank you so much.
And Mark.
Thanks, Patty. Give me a high five.
Yeah, girls. Okay,
You
come
got
here.
wild.
Good job, guys. Go see Daddy, okay? Good job. Love you. Go see Dad.
It's cute.
Go ahead.
Yo, I'm two. Did you dream up these little sluggers on your own?
Yeah, so the matching one for that one is I need vacay. So we kind of try to go with whatever is, popular and trending. Rad Dad is the top seller.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
What kind of sales do you have? Over what period and how?
So we've been open for 2 years and we've sold $340,000. And
340.
yes,
How much have you sold since January?
since January we're at $67,000.
And where do you make all of the clothing?
Listen, man, this is since January. I don't know what time of the month it is, but $67,000 is a very, very good amount of income for any brand. I think a lot of brands out here wish that they were doing that amount of sales. I don't know if that's 6 months, 3 months, in the entire year. It doesn't matter. That is a very, very good number, especially considering she's doing this out the crib.
Previously, when we first started, I created my own factory in my home. And just recently, we opened built a relationship with Portland Garment Factory.
What's your margin, Melissa, on a typical shirt?
So I sell all kids' shirts for $22, and it's $5.50 to make it right now. Something really special and unique.
So $22, $5.50. She's making about 75%, which is a great markup, right? You should be multiplying whatever it costs you to make at the bare minimum by 4, right? Because if you ever aspire to go in retail, you're only going to be able to sell for half of that. So that $5.50 will be $11.50 if she's taking it and selling it to somebody else who's going to retail it. So you want to have a sale price that is above 4 times that, so that way you leave yourself some margin and operating capital, all of that kind of stuff in there that you can go when you go direct to retail. Now, that doesn't mean you have to stop there, but as a general rule, you should be charging 4 times what it costs you to make. Just the idea of retail is kind of where that all comes from. So $5.50, you multiply that by 4, you get $22.
About our company is that a year ago, we actually went full-blown viral. And this shirt that I'm wearing was found in Target by one of my friends. So I went to my local Portland Target, and sure enough, there was a whole line.
I was just speaking on Target. I didn't even know.
Of them, and it was same tank top, white print, same design.
Someone knocked you off.
Yes.
Sheesh, I didn't even know that this was where it was going. I didn't know, I didn't watch this episode, and I watched a lot of Shark Tank. I never watched this episode. I heard about it being on. We had some conversation, but I didn't know this was the cause. I didn't know that. I guess this happened before Shark Tank. So her design actually got stolen and put into Target. And I've seen that happen. I've seen that actually happen to one of my friends. I've seen that happen to a bunch of popular brands, but it's more so because I think third parties are selling through Target, like I mentioned, right? The reason the clothing selection got better is because they were allowing other people who design things to sell through them. You see a lot of collaborations. I've seen a bunch of collaborations between maybe Target or Walmart. In Charles's community, one of the girls over there had, a few, I think it was actually 2 of them, if I remember correctly, but they ended up getting their stuff into Target, their designs, which is pretty dope.
So I took the photo and I posted it to all my followers. They started reposting and sharing, and within hours we were viral and our sales skyrocketed.
So what did Target?
Went viral, man. Went viral.
I did actually contact Target, and it was a third party who made it, and they bought it from them.
I figured that, right? I figured that because, I don't know, it just seems like Target and Walmart wouldn't be designing clothes, right? Or they wouldn't be very good. Not in the direction that the brands in those stores, like Target, really got some dope stuff in there.
And they took it out of their stores. They
That's rare, man. Can I say it's rare? I mean, to have that such of effect, I don't know. I don't even know what happened with my boy's case. When people, I know I shared it out and all of that kind of stuff, but Target taking it out of the shop was really good. It's kind of tough though.
Target.
Yeah. Oh, certainly.
Did you copyright your design?
I had not at the time. We were so small.
So they really hadn't broken any law at the time.
No.
Man, Mr. Wonderful, shut up. Talking about they ain't broke no law. Yeah, they broke the moral law. Y'all just think this everything in business is just, yeah, that's not how that go. I'm just going, yeah.
You know, it's a great lesson.
You know it's wrong.
Yeah, knowing that when you have unique designs, copyright them. It's not a lot of money to do so.
So copywriting isn't a lot of money. Trademarking, on the hand, is a lot of money. Like she said, you know, we were so small at the time. You don't know, right? You don't want to necessarily waste that money, especially if you look at her shop. I'm pretty sure she got a ton of designs. I don't even know what the ton of means, but it is a bunch of designs in there, and you don't know which ones are going to be successful. Do you want to waste the time, energy, resources in order to copyright / trademark certain designs before you actually know that they're going to be popular, right? I say prove the brand. Some people are going to say protect yourself. I say prove the brand, then protect yourself. You naturally get some type of copyright and all of that stuff when you first go to sell it. All of that stuff, we're going to bring on a trademark lawyer real soon to kind of iron these things out and give us some context.
I've learned from this that you're a good designer, but you don't have the infrastructure to play with the big guys.
Infrastructure is a key. Infrastructure is everything I've been talking about over the last 2 years. I'm finally to the point where I understand the infrastructure needed to run a bigger print shop, to run any size business, right? You need infrastructure. It's a reason that there's so many different departments inside of a company and so many people handling things, right? Because in order to scale and grow, you just can't do everything out there by yourself like I know some of you guys are doing, just like I've done in the past.
Because you want to pick off one order at a time online, which I'm not saying is a bad business.
Yeah. It's
a cottage hobby-like business.
Yeah, well, so first of all, I'm not a hobby anymore.
You see that? That's a little sassy right there. That's right, Mel. Stand up for yourself. Trying to call her a hobbyist. Come on, man. We ain't doing that.
Your sales are nothing.
That's foul. Mr. Wonderful is foul. I get it, right? Everybody in business is at different levels, but this is pure foul, right? Like $67,000 from an idea for a mom who made clothes just for her kids to turn that into something bigger. I think it was like $325,000 over 2 years or something like that I said earlier. Don't remember exactly, but that's a big deal, right? Like, come on. We would love to have clothing brands doing that amount of money and be 75% profitable, right? Like, that's crazy.
Well, that's the problem. You have $67,000 in sales.
You said in 2 years you did 340, but you said since January you've done 67. That says that sales are going down.
So in 2015 we did better because we went viral.
But because of Target taking your design and making it famous, you had a hit.
But I would love to see my shirt go
You were a
poster and be in
star,
Target.
now you're fading.
I fully get it.
Bro, that is foul.
You're a
I'm
one-hit
still a
wonder.
star, Kevin.
To me, it's just...
Mel's personality is so bubbly, like naturally, and that's how she really is. She looks exactly the same. This must have been like 2016, but she looks exactly the same. But her personality is so bubbly that you kind of see that she's like she's throwing her jabs back, but she's still being really nice, taking it in with a grain of salt.
Sandilake, small everything, including sales. I'm out.
That's all right.
What I want to know is how you're marketing. You had your viral hit, but that's still not enough typically. So what else are you doing to drive traffic for your sales?
Yeah, so we've just met with a few people to start retargeting and getting people to follow our products as they're roaming the web. Because, you know, moms all look at the same thing all the time.
But that's tough, right? Because unless you're adding a whole lot of new followers in social media every day or week, you're just pitching the same people over and over again, and they get pitch fatigue.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Okay.
I say this all the time when you got a brand, right? In small theory, right? Let's say you had 100 people. Every time you drop a shirt, you can count on 20 people to buy it. At $25, I think that is around, what I say, 20, 25, around $500, right? So let's just say every time you drop a shirt, you're able to make $500. And my math might be off. I'm just running off the top of my head. So now, if you wanted to make, you know, $1,000, you just need to do 2 drops, right? You just got to be able to depend on a certain amount of people every time you drop something in order to figure out how many drops you have to do. So 2 drops will equal $1,000, right? So if you want to make $100,000, you have to do 2 times 100 in order to get to, you know, 200 drops in order to get to the dollar amount that you want to actually get to. If that makes sense. So theoretically, this isn't a bad thing, but that means you gotta, over a course of a year, you gotta do 200 drops, right? That's every day almost, right? So you kind of look at it, it's like 2/3 of the year. That means twice out of every 3 days, you need to be doing a new drop. That is in theory how you can figure out how much money you make. And I actually encourage people to focus on their current customer base more so than going out and finding new customers. Usually when you're talking about selling in niches, right? Because you can drop something new in a niche and they'll just keep applying. The chance of you finding more people out of the masses is not slim, but those people are it's gonna slowly grow if you focus on the people who actually are loving your niche. Now, if you got a brand that reaches out to everybody, then you got to get in front of more people in order to get that funnel started and get them in the ecosystem.
Because of those challenges, I'm out.
Okay, thank you.
There's no doubt you're a great designer. But here's what Target Story tells me. Your sales spiked, but once people forgot the story, your sales actually declined.
You have to have a story. You got to be able to keep the story going. You want to be able to grab more people with stories that apply, learn other people's stories, see how that applies. You got to run this thing in a full circle if you want it to be big, man. It's just naturally how it has to be done.
That tells me it's not doing it on its own. You haven't figured out how I'm going to make money from it today. I'm out.
Okay, thank you.
I have a different read on what happened with Target. I say that's a lucky charm. It's your first sign that you're on a track to something bigger. And I really, really believe in that.
Thank you.
I wanted to make an offer.
Oh, wow.
That is a great way to look at this, right? The way that Barbara's looking at this here is kind of like, you always want that piece of proof, right? Like that first time that somebody, that you see somebody wearing your garment that you don't know, you're going to get a certain sense of like, yeah, right? If it's not your family, once it gets outside of the family and friends, for me, I was riding down the street that I ride down every day because I had put some shirts in my boy's store, right? I'm riding down. I got the red acid wash from Bella Canvas back in the day. I got first printed on it. I had royal and I had red. Them things are wildly popular, right? I put them in my boy's store. I'm riding down the street maybe a week or so later, and I see a dude walking down the street that has it on. What that tells me is that now I know that design is reaching people not just because it's me. And that's going to give you a certain feeling. So even when somebody may steal your design, that might be a little kudos to you to kind of understand what is actually about to happen, where you are. Now you just got to get in front of more people you don't know.
Wow. But I need to take 40% of the business.
Sheesh, that's a lot. 10 to 40.
And there's one contingency. On that 40%, I want to sell half of that to Grayson Lace. So you'd actually, without knowing them, they have over $8 million
she didn't like
in
that.
sales after 3 years. Pretty remarkable.
She didn't like that. You can see the way she said, oh. Like, oh? It's gotta, I don't know if I'm reading too much into it.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something. She does it all on social media. She's a genius at marketing.
It's a new world.
If you just shadow her, you're going to explode your business. But I'd like an answer right now.
The only thing that's hard for me is I know the company that you're talking about, and I know their style, and it's different than what. As
she should know people out there doing what you do. You got to know who is competing with you at all levels. I think she's. You should know.
But I am. I mean, in fact, it's something I would never.
Her not liking the style in this. Yeah, I think she's looking at this wrong. I think, and maybe I should have let it play a little longer, but I think she's like the style of it. She ain't really feeling it. But I feel like Barbara's saying the scale at which that business is at, which you can learn. You're going to have attachment to the systems and the processes and the people that can help you take your stuff to the next level. And you got to be around that. And, maybe, what she say, 40 and a half, 20% is a bit much, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I'm probably taking this.
Let me tell you something. They wouldn't have have anything to do with your design. You're the designer here, just as she's the designer there. This is to learn the back-end operation, the manufacturing, the marketing, the online marketing. Okay, that's what they're great at.
Listen,
that is exactly what she needs. That's exactly what you need to be doing. Sometimes you just gotta have access to it to figure out how to get it done. And sometimes it's gonna be costly to get access.
20% gives them the incentive to do this.
I would love, Melissa, I'm going to tell you something. You know,
the minute she gives her offer, I'm out.
That is foul. That's foul, Barbara. She don't even know what to do. She's flustered. Ooh, that's foul. She's trying to like stop her. I think because Lori is like, I guess the online type of salesperson is more, this seems more like her, or I guess Damon's not there. So, but her or Damon's wheelhouse more than anything. Yeah, that's foul. I guess out of everybody on the panel, Lori will be the one that comes first to mind. Now, Barbara tying somebody else into it because it's not really her space makes sense, right?
3 sharks are out. Melissa has one offer on the table from Barbara for her kids' clothing line, Sandilake. But she must make a decision now before hearing out Lori.
The minute she gives her offer, I'm out.
When I think
Mel is too nice for them to be doing this to her. I just can't believe it. This is crazy.
about
Wait. This is really interesting. Wait, Melissa. You know what she just said? If you let her keep talking, she's going to go out.
I said the minute she gives her offer, but I also don't want to hear the pitch.
Oh, no, now that's nasty, Barbara, because you're trying to...
I love it. That's part of business, making a decision. If you walk out of here without a deal, you're an idiot.
Melissa, take a moment of silence and think about it. You're welcome to move on to Lori and away from me, but think about it and say yes or no to me.
This is so foul.
Barbara, I love your offer, but I would like to hear what Kevin and Lori have to say.
Kevin's out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kevin, you said you were happy with us, so our relationship is over.
I would love to hear what Lori had to say, and
I'm out.
Oh, wow.
That sucks. I probably would have took the deal because I would have looked at that other brand like, like, man, it's no point of trying to trail or blaze a trail when you got something to follow. And that doesn't mean you have to do everything in that kind of like same way that they did it. But it does mean that you get access to this stuff. Like I said, I probably would have linked into it, but I probably would have went into this knowing that I probably would want to have done a deal with Lori, right? So I would have probably definitely wanted. It's kind of hard because I want to hear Lori because she would probably fit more. But this opportunity, 20% to another company that's doing massive, I wouldn't mind that attachment.
Oh, Lori, you better make it good.
Wow.
Now, here's what I will share, what I was going to say, which, Barbara, I like you, I respect you, but before I even said if I'm giving an offer or not giving an offer, then she went out. So now it's all on my shoulders how you lost a deal or didn't lose a deal.
That's the way it goes. This is the Shark Tank. You know what? It's
No, that's foul.
You wouldn't make a decision.
I respect my fellow sharks. I respect Barbara.
Mr. Wonderful need to shut up. Never mind. Let me just chill. He already
You
out.
need an offer from me. What would be great is for you to keep growing this slowly, building and building it. And I don't want to be in this business. I'm sorry, I'm out.
Oh, all of that, right, for this, right? And it's easy for us to look back and say, I would have did this, she should have did that. It's a lot harder, especially I've been in the middle of negotiations and you got to play every last scenario out in your mind. And even when you've done that, I've talked to like 15 people back 5 times, more like 5 people 3 times, but I kind of like going back, what about this? What about that? What if this happened? You still probably won't walk upon a scenario that you plan out in your head, right? So there's so many more ways because this is like mental warfare. It's like you're playing chess. So, you know, I could tell the pitch from Barbara kind of like the stop right now or don't. It kind of flustered her. And this really sucks.
But I think you're going to be great.
Thank you.
And you can do it. And you can do it your way.
The lesson is, you should have taken that phenomenal offer when you had a chance. Instead, you squandered your opportunity.
Great offer.
Shut up, Mr. Wonderful.
It's terrible.
This is a classic case, which happens in business every day, of curiosity killed the cat.
For me, though, it was the deal. It was that I would be teaming up with another company. And
That's great logic. That's fine. That's great logic.
Who wants my product for me.
You hear that? Product for me.
We wish you the best.
Tell her.
Thank you.
Everybody's out.
Thank you.
And you have two beautiful children. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Yo, you see that eye roll? I gotta go back. Where we at? We at 16. Wait till y'all see this eye roll.
That's fine. That's great logic.
Who wants my product for me.
We wish you the best, Melissa.
Thank you.
Everybody's out.
Thank you.
And you have two beautiful children.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Look at that eye roll. Yeah, Mel, stand up for yourself. That's foul.
I came to Shark Tank to get a deal with an investor who believes in me as an entrepreneur. I didn't come here to make a deal.
I can stand on that.
Company.
Listen, you gotta know what you want, man. You gotta know what you want. She wanted somebody that's gonna allow her, like, amplify what she's doing, right? Me personally, I probably would have took the deal. In her case, I totally understand, because sometimes things just don't feel right, and you got to go at your gut feeling as an entrepreneur. And when you figure it out, you kind of have an idea. And she wanted somebody to invest into her. You know, I don't know if she kind of like, you know, was purely looking at design, or maybe after Barbara said what she said, did she kind of like reconsider it? But I think it all happened so fast, and I know we're missing a lot of the context to this stuff because it's boiled down. But at the end of the day, I think it probably happened so fast that she couldn't figure out, you know, like she really didn't have time to process it. And maybe she didn't even consider this scenario going into the Shark Tank. So,
you invest in me to believe in me.
I thought that was jacked up.
It was.
I had not decided yet what I wanted to do. You put her on the clock.
Yeah, we do. That's what we do. We're sharks. That's what we do.
I thought that you were.
I haven't really seen this happen before in Shark Tank. Like, I really haven't seen. I seen it go back and forth, but nah, you got to do a deal right now. I have. I saw Mark Cuban offer somebody, but it was like they wanted it just fit them anyway. I don't know. I have saw that.
Look, at the end of the day,
I just don't. Maybe because I know Mel now, and I'm like, she's so nice and sweet that they shouldn't have did that. That was foul.
she didn't accept the offer. She didn't seize opportunity, and we can talk all we want. She left without a deal.
Now, so listen, it's easy for us to kind of you know, speculate on how or what should have happened and how it should have been done. But I found another video because I had to search for that one really like all over the place. I couldn't find it. Luckily, I eventually found it. But I did see this one where she posts her thoughts. So I want to end this off with a little bit of her thoughts, and then we're going to close this video out.
Hey guys, we just want to say thank you so much for all the support, the kind words, the comments, the suggestions, everything you guys have put out there, the emails. It has been so incredible after our episode of Shark Tank airing. We're so excited to tell you a little bit of the backstory, what I'm allowed to tell you.
I want to know what you're not allowed to tell me. I'm going to have to ask you about this, Mel.
It was kind of a roller coaster of events. It was a long process for sure, and last night was just a long-awaited day. So we applied for Shark Tank way back in 2015, and you know, shot in the dark on the website. I mean, so many people apply. Didn't think I would ever get a call back. About 6 months later, I got a call. It's a long interview process after that. But once we got to go and film and go down there, man, all the hard work was worth it. It's not like you get a phone call and they say, "Hey, you're on, fly down here." It's quite the you know, you got to kind of prove yourself, and we worked really hard to do that.
So what she's saying basically is that, like, that process of getting there was really, like, they was probably making her do a lot of stuff, right? Like, fill this out. What's the numbers here? Do this. Let me see you pitch. How you going to talk on camera? Are you like, they probably doing a lot because it is a show, right? And I when I'm working with companies and they trying to, like, turn some person that they gave something into a content creator. And I was like, bro, it's not that simple. A lot of people aren't going to be really, really comfortable in front of the camera. That's just the way this goes.
Anyways, we want to talk about the episode just a little bit. We have a lot of kind of mixed reviews about what happened, and we did get offered a deal, which we're so excited about. We're so proud about, because sometimes you walk in there without anything offered to you. But anyways, Barbara offered us a deal for 40%, giving 20% to a wonderful company, Grace and Lace. I never want anyone to think that I think ill of them. Obviously, they're incredible, way bigger than I am. Honored that I was offered to team up with them. But a lot of people have been saying, you know, that was a great deal, and I should have taken it. And, you know,
it is. I mean, it's crazy because we sit hindsight 2020, and it does look like a great deal, right? But it also is going to depend on what you value. Like, what is it that you value? And how do you see your brand coming about? That's why I wanted to watch this to see kind of what her feelings were, because I speculated watching the pitch. But, you know, let's see what she has to say.
There's a lot of things that happen in the tank that you know, some things happen fast. I was out there for about an hour talking to them, but...
So it's drummed down. And I talked to Damon before, and I asked him this when he came to visit my school. But basically, and I think they're open about it, you're not really seeing the full pitch, right? Like I said, it's all dialed down into 10, 15 minutes. They're doing 45-minute 3 pitches. So it's all kind of like crammed down into a very, very short amount of time. So you're not seeing the entire process of it.
This part of it, in my gut, when that was offered to me, I definitely felt this feeling inside me that was like, man, you know, this just doesn't feel right. And what came to my head was that we were, you know, different styles and different vibes. But I did understand what she was saying, that they know the process of building a business, they know the manufacturing side, and that they could help me. Fully understood that. There was a lot of conversation that didn't show, that did, they did explain the deal to me. So I did fully understand. I just, you know, Lori was interrupting, and it wasn't that I wanted to choose Lori over Barbara. It just, I didn't feel good about the deal. Now, the one thing I wish I would have done is just come back with a counter offer.
So, like she said, basically, you know, I think overall, you know, she understands where she wanted to be. And I think her looking at stylistically what was going on, I think that was kind of the wrong way to look at this. But the way she should have been looking at it is more so along the lines of, you know, at the end of the day, I'm going to get access to information. I'm going to get access to systems. I might get access to production. Getting access to this stuff is the part that is really, really valuable, in my opinion. Knowing what I know now, I will be looking for systems and processes. Forget the design style. And I'm pretty sure she could have put that in her contract and been like, listen, I am solely responsible for X, Y, and Z, especially because she's still the majority stakeholder in what's going on. But you got to be also still be open to kind of changing some things in retrospect to the expertise of the people coming along on a journey.
Really quick. I guess it didn't even shoot into my mind because she said, answer me now. That part did happen very fast. The offer happened. Answer me now was right away. And I think because of that, I don't know why I didn't decide to counter. Lori was kind of, you know, shooting in there, and
she froze up. She froze up, man. That was foul how they did, man. She's, look at this. This is how she is. She's so nice. They didn't have to do that, man. I don't know if she still would have took the deal or not, but she could have just gave her a little bit more time.
I don't know. I guess I wouldn't, but it's all right. And so I wanted to listen to Lori, and the part they didn't really show is that Lori had some incredible advice for my company, as they all did. It was such a huge learning experience, and she spoke a lot about how her products have been knocked off and copied, and why I wouldn't want to team up with Target or, you know, another company after that, just because, you know, it hurt a little bit. But in the long run, you know, she offered some great advice, and she actually tried to get Barbara to go in on a deal with her. So the two of them together with me. And by that point, Barbara had already been out and was a little perturbed. I think that she thought I chose Lori.
All right, guys, you know what's up. The videos are linked down in the description below. If you need supplies, visit marathon.supply. Mel, shout out to you for going through this, man. I wish you would have got the deal that you wanted. But you're still doing great things. I can't wait to speak with you this weekend at the Impressions Expo. If you guys have a video you want me to react to, put it down in the comments below. You might see it. If you got a question that you want to ask, put it down below because you might see that on Ask Stan the Man. This has been your boy Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle. Peace.
The T-Shirt Side Hustle team would like to give a huge shout out to its contributing members.